Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Whenever you come across this video, thank you so much for choosing to spend a little bit of time with me. I'm so grateful for every single one of you. I love you guys so much. I love you, I love you, I love you. Thank you for all the likes, shares, and subscribes. Everyone who's booking, making purchases off the website, pledges to the Patreon, sending things to the P.O. Box, and purchases off the wish list. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys so much. I love you so much. Hey, Skylar. Hey, darling. I'm not really sure. We're going to do what you guys want to do. Do we want to do some live readings? Do we want to do a collective? I just felt guided to come and hang out with you. I've really been missing you guys, like, a lot. Hey, Lindsay. So, yeah, I just wanted to come and let's just do what you guys want to do, you know? We can do a little mixture of all of it, right? We can do a little bit of a collective reading, and maybe after we can do some readings for donations, or maybe I'll give some away. I don't know. You tell me. I just know that I wasn't really feeling like recording the collective today. But again, like I said, I missed you guys. So, here I am. Here I am. So, yeah. What do you guys want to do? Hey there. So good to see you guys too. It's so good to see you. Carl, so good to see you. What's that movie from? Or what movie is that from? Do you guys know? Hey, Paula. Sure, Skylar. We can do that. Hey, Stacy. Yeah, we can do a little bit of everything, honestly. I'm just trying to mix it up. And I think that that's a lot of the collective energy that's been coming through, especially with this most recent full moon. It's like a shakeup, kind of, right? And I'm hoping that there's not been any like resistance, right? Because you could resist it and it would be very uncomfortable. For example, last week, I think it was Friday, I had been intuitively guided to do something, like from predominantly, it was mostly coming from my inner child, but also from my higher self and the divine. And like my internet, right, like, was basically like not working until I got that project started. And then once I got it started working okay. So it was like, nope, you cannot do anything else. Do not resist this. Do it. You know what I mean? That type of energy. Hey, Flo. Lindsay, let me look that up for you. Stacy, you're up first. But anyway, so if you feel like you've been guided to do something, there's been some resistance or whatever, I'm going to type the handles in the chat really quick. Okay, so there's Venmo. We've got PayPal. But yeah, what I was saying is do the thing. Do the thing. Because I'm telling you, it was like right after I did the thing, right? The internet just popped back on. It was like, you know. And I'm glad I didn't say what the thing is, because that creepazoid is in here. So, everyone, let's just go ahead and say a quick little energy protection spell just to protect you guys, to protect the channel, to protect, you know, from this. Not that this person is of any threat, but they've got some dirty energy. So, let's just take a little moment. Father Yahweh, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, Brother Yeshua, Sister Magdalene, fellow Son and Masters, please protect those who come through this channel from yucky, dirty energies. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. I could have kept going, but I already did all that extra stuff earlier. Okay. Skylar. Oh, no, he won't show up in the chat, right? He will absolutely, though, send me messages on this side. Okay, but we should get started because we've got some people lining up here. So we don't really care about this person. You know, just be aware of that. That energy's in here. Okay. Yeah. Whew. Okay, so Stacy, you're up first, my darling dear. Okay, Skylar. We got Stacy, then we've got Lori, and then Lindsay. Okay? That's our list so far. I'm going to write it down. Stacy, what's your question, my darling? Oh, and then Skylar, I'm just going to add you to the list. Also, I wanted to know your guys' thoughts. I was thinking about, not out of like, I don't know, I was thinking about lowering my, okay, so just kind of a what does Stacy need to know type of thing, just to see what comes through. Perfect. All right. What does Stacy need to know? Anyways, back to my thought before that. I was thinking about lowering my prices on my stuff, on services, and I was also thinking about. I found there's been a couple people recently who we've got on the phone and we've had a conversation, and it's been very. I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe trying to change the layout or something. I don't know. Anyways, just let me know what you guys think. Because, sorry. It's like through those situations, right? Like, there was a lot of like self-discovery, right, when it came to like the person talking and me just listening, and like, I don't know, just seems like maybe a good direction to go in. It was a very comfortable, it's a comfortable situation for me, right? I kind of like it better than being on Zoom, rather than people just kind of like staring at me. That makes me feel like there's pressure. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Thinking about switching some things up. Let me know what you guys think. All right, what does Stacy need to know? Sorry, Stacy. What does Stacy need to know? Okay, so I feel like we're honestly talking about like 3 different things here. Kind of in a way. Whoa. My throat just bubbled. There might be something going on with your throat chakra. Okay, but the first kind of group that came out here, yeah, we have the Ten of Cups at the bottom of the deck here. So that gives me kind of this energy of like, I was kind of picking up as I'm looking at the Seven of Pentacles with the World. It's not a matter of if, it's more of a matter of like when. It's just a matter of time. There's something about that. There's something also too with the World. I don't know exactly what it is that you're doing, Stacey, or what this is associated with, but it does feel kind of like something that may kind of like, you know, it's kind of giving this energy of like worldwide energy, right? Something that you do or, you know, invested in, or I don't know, there's something about that here. There's also too this energy of, you know, a time of like kind of tending to the garden, or like it almost feels like it's like time to, there's been a lot of like stillness or like work that maybe you've been doing internally here. I feel like that time is also kind of wrapping up. Not to say that that work is going to be completely done, right? Like that internal work. Sorry, I was reading the comments, got a little distracted. Not that that internal work is going to be done, but it's almost like I feel like there's, now we come over to this Two of Pentacles with the Two of Wands. This is like, you know, I feel like there's something that you, I don't know what it is, but it's like something that you're planning on doing, or something that you're going after, something that you've invested in, something like that here. And it could simply just be yourself, Stacey. It really could. But there's, with the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Wands, right? It's kind of like this energy of following through with maybe some sort of plan. But it's also too, I feel like it's less about the actual card on this Two of Pentacles and more about the energy that this person is expressing. Because it's really kind of like, you know, she's kind of like, I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion type of energy here. There's something about that. Also, too, Stacey, there's some sort of confirmation here with the Queen of Swords and the Page of Wands, that there is somebody that, whoever it is that you're like, I wonder if they're like watching me, or I wonder if they're like, yes, Queen of Swords, yes. I do feel like it could be, it could be a fire sign, but I'm also maybe even picking up on like Capricorn energy, which is also represented by the devils. Any of those could be like kind of a synchronicity here. But there's like this energy of I think you may be selling yourself a little bit short when it comes to your expectations, or like how far you can take something, or how large something can grow. Okay, and there could be some sort of like glass ceiling that I feel like you're breaking through at this time. Also, with this Page of Wands and the Queen of Swords, like your intuition is correct. Whatever you are feeling, like this divine guidance is also correct, right? You are understanding something correctly or communicating correctly or receiving messages correctly. Anything else for Stacy? Totally get it, Stacy. Totally get it. Yeah, no, you're on point here, okay? Um, for sure. For sure. It's always good sometimes to just get that extra little like confirmation of like, you are not crazy, my darling. We are coexisting with a spiritual, with the spiritual world, you know what I mean? Okay, let me add the couple of people here. So Stacy, okay, next is Lori, and then we've got Lindsay, Skylar, Shelly, and Mia. It gets super crazy, Stacy, when you get to the point where you're like literally having you got it, Lori. When you're literally having like conversations with these energies, whether it be passed over loved ones or like, the divine in any type of way, and it's just like daily like as if there was like a human there, right? And it gets there. You get to the point where you're like, wait a second. Am I? No. You're what's happening is you're very like sensitive, right? And so as you're raising your vibration, you're tuning into that world that is coexisting simultaneously as we are, right? Like, it's crazy. You're not alone and you're not crazy. Okay, Lori, what does Lori need to know? Hey, Shelly. Hey, Prudence. Yes, and it's just a donation, whatever's on your heart, and the divine will just, we'll give an equal energy exchange. I'm just the channel. I'm just the vessel, right? So it's like, But anyways, welcome. Hey, Heidi. Yes, summer is definitely summering. And, yep, Michael is playing. Zyla's still in her room. Okay, what does Lori need to know? We've got baseball season is kind of coming to an end. We've got a couple more weeks, about 3, including this week. But yeah, all right. What does Lori need to know? Okay, well, we've got 2 of Pentacles plus 8 Pentacles. That's 10 Pentacles. Then we've got the King of Pentacles. We've got the Ace of Wands with the 9 of Swords. So, Lori, you may be like, I feel like there's an energy where you may be feeling, it feels like it's like I can't figure it out. Like there's something, it's like it feels like there's something that you can't it feels like level it out, right? It feels like there's ups and downs, high points and low points, and there's like this energy, this like, it's like, why can't I just like level this out here? Okay, there's something about that. No, tell me more. Because this King of Pentacles gives me this energy of like, I feel like honestly this is something that you are, Lori, that you are like moving through. Like, I'm not sure if that you're healing something that is going to level this out, or if you are, or if there is a King of Pentacles that's coming to level some things out. Okay, the Hermit card. So yeah, this is you. There is some sort of deeper understanding, or some sort of like deeper level of wisdom here, okay, that is going to, Queen of Wands, give you the confidence and the knowing that you can do this. It's like it's almost like Lori, there's something that you're unintentionally putting in, whether it be like somebody else's hands, right? And that's important, right? When we surrender and things like that to the divine and stuff like that. But what it feels like is it's almost like you're saying, divine, show me how worthy I am. And the divine's like, well, that's not how this works. You need to show us how worthy you are, right? And it's not by what you do. It's not by it's how you perceive yourself, right? You're born more than worthy. You don't have to do anything. You simply have to exist. But you've got to believe that. And so that, I think that's what's kind of, there's some sort of like, they're kind of showing me like it's like, I don't know how to explain, but that's kind of where something's like breaking off, right? Because it's like, you're showing up, right? But you're almost like, so how do you think I did, right? Like that type of energy. And again, this is a subconscious programming, right? It's like, do you think I did well enough? Do you think do you think I pulled that off? Do you think and the divine saying, and so there's something that you're moving through right now, that you're getting a deeper understanding about yourself, right? And so when these situations kind of occur, whatever they are, right? You're walking away from there like, I fucking nailed that shit, right? Like that type of energies. So this is where it's like, this hermit energy, it's that stillness, right? It's that going within so that you can find that confidence, or you can find that old programming that says, well, I'm not sure, let me see what they say, or I'm not sure, let me rather than it's just, this is me, this is what I have to offer, and I know it's fucking dope as shit, right? And it may not resonate with everyone, it may not be for everyone, but I know at the end of the day it resonates with somebody, with someone, even if I guess it is just yourself, but it's just that level of confidence. This is what you're coming into, Lori, okay? This is so that you are kind of in this hermit energy of this deeper understanding, and kind of rewriting that programming, okay? So if there was like a time in the past, maybe when you were a child, Lori, or something like that, where you felt like maybe there was some judgment, or there was not a lot of support when it came to, maybe you felt ridiculed or belittled, And maybe there was an energy where there could have been some people around you that made you feel like you needed to do something for their approval rather than just receiving that unconditionally. I think that if that resonates with you, I really feel like this is the root of that, that could help you rewrite that programming that says, well, I'm not sure if this is good. I love this. I'm not sure if it's good enough, though. You know what I mean? And turning that into, like, this is some dope-ass stuff that I do, right? And you're crazy if you don't love it. But I'm okay with it if you don't, you know? Because I do. That type of energy here, okay? You're very welcome, my dear. Okay, next we have Lindsay. Deborah, I added you to the list, my darling. And then after Lindsay, we've got Skylar, then we've got Shelly and Mia and Deborah. My right hand is itchy. Ooh! Collective, we about to come into some cash. Also, thank you to all of those of you that are donating. I appreciate you. You got it, Lindsay. The humorous version of me wants to say, it's hard out here for a pimp. That is clearly a joke. I'm not a pimp. Nobody take that and run with that or cut it or anything like that. Sometimes I feel like I've had to lose a little bit of my sense of humor on the channel a little bit and be a little bit more serious because I don't want people to take the things that I say and run with them and turn it into something stupid. And that is probably something that I should work through. Alright, what does Lindsay need to know? What does Lindsay need to know? Okay. Okay. Lindsay. I kind of want to cry a little bit. I'm not sure why. I want you, the divine is coming through and saying, would you just like take a little risk? And not like, obviously it would be like, you know, something that it's like, enjoy your life. Okay. There's this Four of Swords, this King of Swords energy. There's this very logical perfectionist type of energy here, right? And I feel like this King of Swords, one is a person in your life. They could have been somebody from your past. They could be somebody present, okay? But it is also the beliefs that you have kind of picked up from this person. That's why it kind of feels like maybe somebody from the past. The thing is there's some sort of old programming here when it comes to their logic. Because what it's doing is like this, and you're not meaning to do this, right? It's the old programming, but it's keeping you kind of maybe still, because there's like this energy of, there's this Page of Wands, the Fool here. This part of you that wants to fucking live. Right? That just wants to live and enjoy life and all of those things, right? And then we have this Five of Wands in the middle of these two energies, this internal conflict. Sorry about Maui, if he's interrupting or anything. He lives here too. So, and his nails are fine. Trim them all the time. They're whatever. I don't know why I'm defending myself. But anyways, so, and that Five of Wands, right, is in between this very logical perfectionism, don't want to make the wrong move, kind of afraid to mess up, right, if you will. And then there's this Page of Wands that's like, with the Fool, that's like, you know what it reminds me of? It's that song by Lola Young, where she goes, she's talking about, because I'm too messy and then I'm too fucking clean. You told me get a job and you asked where the hell I've been, right? But the part where she's like, I want to be me, is that not allowed? You need to be you. This version of you that I know you can feel it. It doesn't feel like it's you because it's not. What it is like the fears of maybe some sort of upbringing or something like that here. Okay? So I would, my advice when it comes to this, right? Look at this. Look at this. The Wheel of Fortune, the Six of Cups, which is that past energy, the Moon, right? With that Four of Pentacles. That's holding on to or not having enough, right? I feel like this energy, this moon energy, is helping you to walk away from this old programming and comfortably step into this version of you that is you, that is allowed. Okay? You are allowed to be you. Even if you think there may be some sort of disapproval. Okay, well, the divine supports authenticity, right? Hiding things about yourself or restricting yourself in certain ways and things like that, that's not authentic. And so there's something about like what's good and what's bad, right? When it comes to this authenticity or how you do things or the way you prioritize things. I'm not really sure exactly. But this is something that I feel like you are moving through for sure with the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, this moon is helping you to let this go and step into this sexy Empress energy, right? Because this is who you are. Sexy Empress energy who enjoys life, right? I want to say takes risks. Obviously, I say that very loosely because I'm not saying, ginormous risks. Please don't do, but it's like stepping out of your comfort zone, like for example, the other night, right? Just so happened both the kids ended up, Zyla went to a friend's, Michael went to his dad's. And I would never usually do something like this by myself, but I found out that there was some bingo that was being played, right? And I went, and I had a good time. But that was super out of my comfort zone, but it was fun. I had a good time, and it was like, of course, my logical mind was like, I mean, can you afford that? I mean, all of those things kind of came up, right? Is that what you really should be doing with your time? Blah, 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 right? All of these things, right? But I found that after I, went out and, had a good time, the next day I felt amazing. You know what I mean? It was like, so I needed that. And that's what's coming through here a little bit. Again, it's not necessarily exactly like that, Lindsay, but it feels like, there's just kind of like a looming dark cloud that it's like, the moment that you start to enjoy life or something like that, it feels like, well, should you be enjoying life, right? Like life is meant to be hard, you probably shouldn't be enjoying it. That's kind of what that programming feels like. And I can totally understand that programming. For sure. But I think you're moving out of this. You know what I mean? All right, Skylar, my darling. Then we have Shelly, Mia, and Deborah. You got it. You got it. I don't know that song, You Got a Friend in Me. Toy Story? I'm sure it's not just from Toy Story, but Toy Story came to mind. You got a friend in me. All right, let's see. What does Skylar need to know? That may be a synchronicity or something. I don't know. Well, we have the Ace of Swords coming out. We like that. Okay. Truth be told, right? Ace of Swords, Eight of Cups, Four of Swords, Ace of Wands, Tower, Seven of Swords. Tell me about that. Excuse me. What's the Seven of Swords? Seven of Pentacles. Okay, one more on that, I think. Ooh. Oh, and I just noticed there's another. Hold on. This is Eight of Cups. Okay. All right, darling. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure I got the full thing here. And actually, I feel like I think I'm talking about a couple different things, but I think they're associated. So there is something that is suddenly Seven of Swords is Seven of Pentacles, Tower card. It feels like there's something where it's like it seemed one way and then all of a sudden it's another. Now, but this is because this tower moment is because it's like there was something you had to walk away from. Something, someone with the Ace of Swords being out here, it could definitely be a way that you thought, right? Or a belief, okay? Especially when it came to Skylar, this is kind of very similar to Lindsay's a little bit with this Nine of Cups coming out here, like wish fulfillment. Okay. I feel like there could have been, Skylar, you know what's really kind of coming through? Oh, Maui. I feel like there could have been some sort of, hold on, we'll wait for him. Okay, you know what this feels like, Skylar? It feels like there was some sort of like outside influence about like what would make you happy. You know what I mean? Like what? So this is a little bit different from Lindsay's in the fact that it's like I feel like that was more of a perception of like life isn't fun. It's not meant to be fun. You're not meant to enjoy it type. But this is more of somebody thinking that maybe they, I feel like it's, you know, from a good place and maybe thinking that they would are being helpful, but it's almost like feeling like, you know, kind of pushing something onto you of like what would make you happy. Now, I feel like there's a little resistance in that a little bit here when it comes to, you know, it's because this Eight of Swords, right? It's like feeling like kind of feeling stuck a little bit, and you know, it's like, man, I made this commitment, I guess I better see it through, right? um but then we have this Tower here again with this the Seven of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles, and I can't quite understand how this quickly changes, right? It's either you walk away from it because you spoke some sort of truth, and then there's like something else that kind of shows up here that's you know, but then there's also, it could also be too that there's maybe some sort of perception shift. I need to know, why is this Ten of Cups in reverse? Two of Cups, the Eight of Wands.
Mom?
Yeah, Bubby.
I'm going out to play.
Oh, you are? What are you wearing? Come, let me see you. Okay, I guess that's fine. Did you brush your teeth?
I'm doing that.
Okay. Yeah, this could be like a partnership or something like that. Because the Ten of Cups, this might be separate also. Ten of Cups reversed, Two of Cups with the Eight of Wands. This feels like some sort of partnership. You know, and that could be where kind of this like pressure is coming from, right? It's like maybe somebody wants something, but you're like, I don't know, I don't really want this. And there could be like this energy of like, why don't I want this? You know, like that type of thing. But it's just, it's not aligned, or it's not, you know, with your authenticity or something like that. But again, there is something that changes quickly when you, and maybe it's something that you did want in the past at one time, Skylar, but it's not anymore. And so it's like, you know, the moment that you know, kind of change direction or something like that, right? Yeah. It's okay to not want what somebody else wants for you. They're moving from their own, and they may be moving from a good space, right? But they're moving from their own experience, from their own programming, from their own, all of those things. But there's some sort of freedom that comes from this. You know what I mean? Hey, Bree. Yeah, you can still send in. There's time for sure. Thank you, Kels, for answering her. But yeah, this is kind of what's coming through, Skylar. And again, I don't know if this is associated with career, some sort of partnership, some sort of, it could be as simple as dinner. I do not know. But, yeah, but it's like, yeah, I do not know. But this is what we have, my darling. Future energy. Excuse me. Hey, Maui, I know you're concerned about Michael. He is okay. Okay? He is alright. I know. Come here. You want to lay down? Okay, Shelly, you are up. Here, let me look at my... You're very welcome, Skylar. You'll have to let me know. Well, I guess you don't have to, but... Okay. Shelly. What does Shelly need to know? What does Shelly need to know? No whammies, no whammies. I know you will. You usually do, Skylar. I love getting those. I love giving those confirmation emails and all of that from all of you. It's just lovely. Helps me keep going. You know what I mean? Maui, it's okay, buddy. Alright. Hold on, guys. Let me just see. Shelly, hold on. Sorry. Let me just see if I can help him in any way really fast. Whoa, careful! Watch your head. My goodness. I'm not really comfortable with going out there by myself right now while the kids are outside. Okay. I'll let you go out there for a few minutes, but I'll be back to you. Okay, I'm back. Hello, Irene. That's funny, Kels. Oh, Irene, you're always right on time. No, I think there's something significant about that, Shelly, too. Actually, exactly what I said. Hold on a second. Let me go see if I can help him in any way. I think that that's significant for you in some type of way, but let's see what it is that you need to know. All right, what does Shelly need to know? What can we tell Shelly? Oh, Shelly girl. Oh, there he goes. Okay, we have the Five of Wands with the Ace of Pentacles. We know what that is. Oh, we have the Two of Cups flying out over there. King of Wands coming out in the middle. King of Wands. Right, what's this King of Wands? King of Swords. Did you just hear Michael? He said, guess who's back? Back again. Right as I'm like literally, Shelly, looking at this energy where I feel like there's like a playboy energy here. Okay? Okay. But we have the Lovers here with the Eight of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. But we have this Five of Wands with the Ace of Pentacles, and we know what that is, but what does that have to do with... Oh. This is somebody who, like, went and they... You know, if this is somebody... Hold on. I gotta... Maui's going crazy out there. Let me see if Zyla's awake. Kels. Okay, so sorry, let me get centered back in here. There was somebody, okay, it doesn't have to necessarily be like, because I get, there's somebody that's coming back around here, okay, and they don't have to necessarily be a playboy energy, but it's like this was somebody that went and maybe like believed other people, or like, I don't know, this person walked away in some type of way for some, it's almost like I don't know if they didn't like, I don't know why they would have walked away, but they did, and they went it's almost like they chose a side that was not your side. And again, this doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, but this person may be coming back, okay, to work with you. Because it's like, I feel like with this Ten of Swords being here, right, wherever they went, whoever they, went towards, or, whatever it is, right, they wound up in this Ten of Swords energy. It wasn't all... you know, hunky-dory. But now, but here's my thing. So this feels like, it's like, you know, and this could have been, right, like competition over some sort of opportunity here, okay? And this person could have went another way, all right? But they may be, guess who's back? Back again, okay? Because, but they're showing up in this, you know, the Lovers, the Eight of Pentacles with the Two of Cups. Again, it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, because the Lovers can be a choice. This is also like, you know, I always see it as, you know, a partnership where two people are not chained, right? They're not bound, they're not tied down. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. A lot of times it is. But it doesn't have to be, right? This, with the Eight of Pentacles coming here and the Two of Cups, this could definitely be some sort of work partnership here, okay? Yeah, we have the Four of Swords, the Three of Swords. That's putting to rest some sort of third party or heartbreak here, from the past. So this feels like, yeah, it feels like, you know, again, whatever the situation was, somebody went and learned a lesson. They went and learned some lessons. And you know, they're coming back around because they, you know, it really feels like you are the best, whatever the position is, you are the best person for that position. Okay? Yeah. It's up to you. Let's see. J energy. Yes or no? J energy. Relative energy. Well, okay, so the J energy came out, Five of Swords. And that's winning some sort of battle. The relative energy is the Eight of Cups, the Five of Cups here. I'm really leaning more towards this J energy. Tell me, give me more on that. Is it, are we talking about the J energy? Yeah. Give me one more on the relative energy. Oh yeah, no. The relative energy seems to be walking away. Seems to be kind of putting their tail between their legs, and yeah, that makes sense. With the Five of Swords showing back up after some sort of battle, the Knight of Cups also coming out. So seems like the family is actually, they've got to go learn some lessons or kind of sulk their wounds or whatever it is, right? I heard they will be back. But right now it's the other, okay? That you picked up on. Okay? Okay. You guys, I'm so sorry to keep interrupting. Mia, you're up next. Go ahead and put your question. Irene, I'm adding you to the list. I'm going to go grab Maui, and then Mia, you're up. few more seconds, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. One of the, you got it, Mia. One of the, for sure. And that's so funny because actually one of the neighborhood kids just showed up, right? So, that's what all that was about. Okay. All right. Let's see what Mia needs to know. Anything specifically on probably romantic love, right, Mia? Sometimes we gotta be specific because the divine has jokes. So romantic love and finances, yeah. It really is. It's crazy the way it all just, if you can just observe, it's like, whoa. Yeah. Anyways, all right. What does Mia need to know? Anything maybe geared towards romantic love and or the finances, please. Okay, well, we have the Empress here. So that definitely tells me, Brandy, I will add you to the list, my dear. Thank you. This definitely tells me that, man, Empress energy coming out like that, Mia. Okay. This is, okay. There's something that's telling me that it's like there's especially with the six of cups and the chariot at the back of the deck. Okay, there is some sort of old programming that's being released here, Mia. When it comes to like there may be something where it's like you can't be successful unless if you work really hard, right? And you may be really coming into Mia, there's gotta be something about all of these distractions. How many times have I been pulled away from your reading? There's something about that too that's very significant, and all the noise and like the, you know what I mean? Like those kids came back and anyways, so that's what's going on here. But sorry about all the ruckus. But yeah, there's something about the distractions as well. Try to minimize those if you can. But anyways, in the past, Six of Cups with the Chariot is this old programming that says, well, if I'm not in motion, I'm not creating anything. If I'm not doing something externally, then there's nothing being done. And the Empress is this energy that you're coming into that says that my exterior world is a reflection of my interior world, and I am not separate from anything. I attract everything. Okay? And this is that energy that you're coming into. So this does include romantic love. It also includes finances. And so what I think is happening right now, and I'm going to get some more cards, but what I think is happening right now is the slowdown. Okay? Because the Empress isn't on the Chariot, the Divine Masculine is, okay? Which, well, it is a girl. But anyways, but that's typically, I don't know, I'm just channeling, just go with me, right? So, but the Empress is on her throne, right? It's that type of energy. So I feel like what you're experiencing right now is kind of the slowdown. And any kind of, like, what's happening is that slowdown is building up pressure, which is bringing up any type of old wounding that would be connected to this programming, right? So, and so what it is just, it's, you know, it's kind of bringing it up so that way it can be released. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get some more cards, but this is definitely, this is something that's going on, you know, like spiritually, internally, like that type of energy. So if you are in a very, what I would say is uncomfortable position right now, that discomfort is to help you kind of change that programming from being kind of more in the Divine Masculine energy to being in the Empress energy. Yeah? Okay. Okay, what else for Mia? Because I just get the feeling that there's you know, it's just you've been in that energy for, you know, that masculine energy. Probably you've been kind of maybe forced to be given certain situations. My gosh, Maui. And so that's where it's like, you know, kind of shifting over to this. No, you need to stop, sir. Okay? Everything is okay. Everything is okay. Both the kids are inside. Those kids and everyone else is outside. They cannot get in. Okay? We're safe. At ease, soldier. Also, that... Okay. Yeah, he goes crazy. That was just the male guy. Y'all, that was just the male guy. Anyways, sorry, Mia. Again, there's something with the distractions. Try to, I don't know if, and the thing is I just had to go take control of that, okay? There may be like something that you're just kind of letting happen to like maybe keep the peace or something like that. But I just went in there and had to be like, no, get your butt in here and lay down in your bed. You know what I mean? Rather than him kind of just like letting him do whatever you wanted, right? But also, too, there was something significant about that, like, speech that I told him, right? It was like, we're safe, right? There's a, you know, The kids are inside, right? They're outside. Like, there's something significant about you being safe, like confirmation that whatever, wherever you are in life and things like that, like you're safe, okay? There's, yeah, okay. So we've got the Hierophant here. You guys, these are really just kind of playing out, aren't they? The readings. The Nine of Wands, that's that energy, right? That's that having to fight for, don't you even. Lay down. Come here. Lay down. Or stand there, whatever. Yeah. So, this is, I feel like this is what's going on. And so, of course, right as you're coming into this Empress energy, well, then you start attracting the finances and the love, right? Hey, now. Oh. See you, Skylar. All right. So, yeah, it's like we have the Nine of Wands and then the Three of Wands, right? There's something about, you know, in this Nine of Wands, you can see she's looking back at like that kind of burning building, right? But in the Three of Wands, she's, you know, kind of looking forward, knowing that her ships are coming here. So this is the shift that's happening, right? Yeah. And so with that, Mia, I know we didn't talk about specifics as far as like money and things like that, and you know, but this is basically saying like, hey, this is what's going on to align you with the finances and with the romantic love that you seek. This is what's happening internally. Basically, you know, you're maybe in a very uncomfortable position right now, because you're birthing this Empress, right? And not that she hasn't always existed, but it's not been a dominant energy for you to be in. And yeah. Is that helpful, Mia? Or makes sense? Or all right, Deborah, my darling. And then we have Bree, then Irene, and then Brandy. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. So this makes me feel like, right, because the Empress, right, attracts the Emperor, you know what I mean? And also, you know, all those things. So it makes me feel like you're like right on the brink of maybe some pretty big life changes, right, that you're, you know, attracting. You know what I'm saying? That maybe are being born or birthed, right? That the universe is bringing to life and you don't even like recognize or see yet. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. All right. So Deborah, general for Deborah, a general for the Deborah. Okay, we have the Ace of Pentacles here. We have the King of Swords, the Three of Swords, the Fool with the Eight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Tell me about this Ace of Pentacles. Emperor. Okay. So I feel like we're going to be talking about maybe about your business, Deborah. Okay. First of all, there's something about like trusting your decisions. I feel like this King of Swords, this Three of Swords energy is actually maybe what's blocking some sort of movement forward with this Ace of Pentacles here. This King of Swords energy, I feel like, is somebody that you probably did things pretty differently, right? From. And so it makes me feel like, this person may have projected maybe a lot of like doubt onto you. Like it's almost like, I don't know, there's an incapable, like this person just, I don't know, having a very childlike perception of you, Deborah. And there's some sort of and when it comes to this, there's something that's either healing, rising up, that is like being reflected to you in some type of way. Yeah, the Fool, right? This person is like, they see you as like some type of, I don't want to say they see you as some type of fool, but they feel as though maybe, something that you do or just in the past, right? And so I feel like it's created a programming where you have a hard time trusting your decisions, right? There's like this energy where you'll get like this intuition, you'll feel very confident, you'll take the steps going towards something, but as soon as it's not like going exactly as you had planned or, something like that, and those times are serving you to alleviate this doubt that you have in yourself. That you can trust your decisions and that you're not this like, I don't know, this like child is what I'm like really getting off of this energy, is like really kind of viewing you like, it's like, I don't know if this is like a parent or somebody that was like an elder and it's like they just haven't come to terms with the fact that you're an adult now, or or maybe they feel like your decisions are kind of childlike, but I feel like if that's the case, this person is living a very restricted, limited life. And you're not meant to live the same life that they live. So they can think that your decisions are foolish. That's totally fine. But it doesn't mean that they are. But this is something that I feel like you are working through here. Or because it feels like betrayal. Maybe. Or like a combative energy, right? Like an attack even. But the King of Swords is very blunt, very honest, very, doesn't have a lot of emotion, right? I mean, not to say that this person doesn't have emotion, but they don't move with their emotion, right? So maybe the way this person conveys themselves had a lot to do with the way that you received the information as well. Because maybe it didn't seem very compassionate or very, like, I feel like this person maybe actually was maybe moving out of concern, genuine concern, but it may have not felt like that. And maybe, again, I don't know, I feel like this person maybe doesn't know how to express themselves greatly, right? So, yeah, this is what you need to know. There's something that's reflecting here. There's something that's manifested here, or there's something that, some sort of stillness or something that's happening here that's reflecting this so that you can release this and know, okay, so this is what worked best for this person, right? And their life and things like that, through their experience, through their state of consciousness. But that doesn't have to work for me, and I can trust myself. There's a big emphasis on being able to trust yourself and and the decisions. Yeah. These are like people, or this is like an energy that, Brandy, you've got a couple more before you. Um, uh, so there's Bree, you're next, then Irene, then Brandy, okay? Um, but yeah, what I was gonna say is like, these are like energies that have a hard time believing that their way of living isn't the only right way. You know what I mean? Like, maybe they feel like no other right way exists, or they just can't see past. It's like that, right? Um, and that's just not the case. That's just not the case. We're all here in physical manifestation so that we can live differently and experience things differently through our own authenticity and see, to experience it, right? It's like that's literally the whole point, is to experience it. Sometimes I even think that some of the well, we won't go there. Anyways, all right, Bree, you're up. Your kids don't believe in it? Well, that's going to be really unfortunate when it turns out very successful. It's going to be unfortunate for them, huh? They're going to feel like they put their foot in their mouth. And as my Okay. Yeah, whoever's got that. Anyways, this chaotic energy can go back to wherever it was sent from, because this is insane. Literally insane. um, yeah, so Maui, come here, please. Yeah, going back to that, those beliefs and things like that, they're allowed to have those beliefs, and that's okay. Like I said, it's based on their own experience. But you're also allowed to be empowered and have different beliefs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, is Bree still here? I feel like these are going on forever a little bit today. I'm glad everyone is having wonderful patience. Yes, you're very welcome. But but the whole point of that, right? Because you're consciously aware of that thing. But the whole point of that is this is what is subconsciously kind of blocking the business from kind of moving to the next level. Okay, is that kind of maybe a little girl inside of you that wants that validation. You know what I'm saying? Matt. Anyways, my goodness. Okay, if Bree is not still here, she may have went off and then we've got Irene and then Brandy. For sure, Brandy, I agree. Faux show! Awesome. All right, what does Irene need to know? If she needs to, Bree can just email me. Yeah, setting a price is hard because it's like, I don't feel like I'm selling myself short when I want to be, recognized that, I don't know. That's a hard thing to do. Because it's like, sure, when things are like super expensive, it says that it has value and things like that, but also like, really great things come in small packages, and I feel like it should be accessible, right? Like, I don't know. I'm with you there, Deborah. I understand. Oh, shoot. Okay, so Bree, I'm going to do Irene's and then we'll jump back to you, okay? All right, what does Irene need to know? Because I, too, like, look at other prices and things like that, and it's just like... It's like I got a lot to take care of, but also I want to make sure that I'm... Anyways. You get what I'm saying. All right, for Irene. Okay, so I feel like there is something maybe coming back around, Irene, like there's something kind of, there's a window opening, and not to say that there was any kind of door shut or anything like that, but it feels like there's a window, maybe something a little unexpected, because it feels like there was like, you had something in mind, and maybe whatever it was that you had in mind on how something was going to go or the way it was going to turn out or something like that, it could have, I don't know, simply just placing expectations. And again, that's something that we do unintentionally sometimes, and we find ourselves maybe feeling a little bit disappointed here. Okay, but there's a window that's opening. Maybe something, but I feel like it's something that you're going to be very proud of. But it does feel like whatever this is, right, it'll be very important that you kind of keep it to yourself here. You know what I'm saying? Like, even just for a little bit, okay? Because it feels like it's like, I don't know if you include someone or keep someone with the Two of Cups and the, as I said that, keep it to yourself here. Then we have the Two of Cups and the Ten of Wands, right? This is kind of like partnering with someone or sharing this with someone, or, when you, especially if it's like a new idea or something like that, right? When it's something that hasn't even necessarily, it's a seed that maybe even hasn't been planted, right? You haven't really got started yet on it or anything like that. People can sometimes unintentionally project their own limitations onto it and then here you are carrying all of their burdens that make them believe those limitations, right? And again, it's not to say that people are intentionally doing this, but it is to say that you know what I mean. It's like you say you kind of have an idea, and there's somebody who has a lot of restrictions or a lot of limiting beliefs here, right? And it's like, say you finish this conversation, and this person goes and they take what you said, and then they kind of deconstruct it through their own beliefs, and then there's been this energetic thing, and they're kind of projecting it onto this seed that hasn't even been planted, if that makes sense. So I don't know, it feels like and it just doesn't have to say, like I said, that anybody's intentionally doing that. It's just they have their own reality, their own experience, so they don't understand things the way that you understand them. They can't perceive them the way that you do, that type of thing here, right? But there is something that I think you're going to be very proud of, okay? And like I said, it's kind of like a window that's opening. You know what I mean? Is what it feels like. But it will be very important to just keep this to yourself a little bit until you've got, and it may be hard, because look how, like, I'm just looking at this Queen of Cups here. Look how excited she is, like the excitement, and she's almost like, my God, I have to tell someone. Don't. Okay? Don't. Okay, because that's what it feels like. She's like, this is so exciting, and I really need to tell someone. No, no, no. No. So something that there was a plan, there was something going on, there was something that you were headed towards. Like I said, you may have been feeling disappointed or discouraged or feeling like it wasn't going your way. There's a window that's opening up. You're going to feel very proud. Don't tell anyone, though, okay? Not right away. Yeah. Okay. Bree, you're up, my dear. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad all of you are here. This has been fun. I miss this. I'm sorry about the chaos, though. My gosh. I'm glad it's calmed down. It did take me, like, actually locking his crate door, though. You're very welcome. Thank you, my dear. I'm excited for you. Because you are. You're going to be really excited. I'm excited for you. I wish that you could feel right now the energy that I felt off of that Queen of Cups card of just like, you know, she's like staring off into space. She's got her cup here holding it close, right? Like super excited. Just kind of like staring off into space with this huge smile on her face, right? And I could just, it just feels like it's like, you know, she wants to call someone. She wants to tell someone. She wants to, you know. All right, Bree, my dear, what's your question? And then Brandy, you're up. And that is the end of the list. Ooh, me too, girl. Me too. Sorry, I'm just waiting on Bree. I don't know if. Oh, I totally get it, Brandy. I totally get it. We'll definitely get you a good reading here today. And then truly, going back to like my, you know, my questions about like pricing and that thing, that idea about the, you know, having more of like a direct contact for sessions, kind of doing it over the phone, things like that. Let me know. Send emails, whatever, on what you think, stuff like that. Okay. Oh, you sent it? Hold on. I found it. Okay. Here's, okay, initially, just off of what I know about the situation intuitively and my experience, I would say, yeah, you can trust that he's got receipts. You can trust that he is going to do these things. Is he ready to be in your presence? Is he ready for another chance? Seems a little bit quick for me. You can move through some things pretty quickly, but last I knew, we had some stuff to work through, But okay, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. All right, can Bree trust Eric? Eric's coming back around. Has all these receipts. Can Bree trust him? There's got to be a shift in the dynamic here. Okay? I think you've already kind of shifted that a little bit, but I get this feeling where he's testing a boundary. And it's not to say that, Bree, you can make whatever decision you need to make. But I get this feeling here where he's trying to gain some sort of, I don't want to say like power, back here, right? Because, you're not chasing him. There's this energy where it's like you're really coming into this energy, whereas like in the past, right, you maybe didn't recognize your value and you didn't understand that like you're the prize, right? I think you're coming into that energy, and it feels like, yeah, he has receipts. You can trust that he is going to these sessions and things like that. But honestly, it feels like his intentions here are to, hey Michael, Bob, will you shut my door, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Here, I'll wait for a minute.
Thanks, baby. His intentions here are to kind of cause some confusion. To make you feel like, well, maybe I was wrong. Or maybe I'm not the prize and he's the prize. No. No. So, yeah, it feels like, we do have the Six of Swords with the Temperance here. I do feel like it doesn't feel like it's like a, absolute no, right? But it feels like definitely not doing something the way you've done it in the past, right? Having some very serious boundaries. For sure, you guys can, kind of bring this situation to calmer waters, and you can do that together, right? To balance that out. But I don't think that opening the doors right back up and letting him kind of run on in is a good idea. Again, you make your own decisions. But this feels like a power move. Is Eric done with all of the side pieces? is Eric done with all the side pieces? Hmm. Well then, because that's kind of confusing here, isn't it? Because at the bottom of the deck it says that no, Judgment High Priestess is the side piece with the Three of Pentacles. But this would be like working with this, like this energy here is like working with this side piece here to cause some sort of ending. But down here in this energy, okay, this is saying that there was no fulfillment, there was emptiness, there was when he was juggling these energies and people and things like that, it wasn't fulfilling. It wasn't, you know what I mean? And, there is this realization that you are the one that kind of brings him into this overflow. You know what I mean? But I can't help but feel like there's also this anticipation of you finding someone else. There's also this energy of watching you, maybe from a distance here, or maybe just online or something. There's definitely some sort of anticipation of you finding this Ace of Cups on your own, or somebody genuinely coming towards you with some sort of offer. And that's where it's like, that's where it would be like trying to keep you on the hook. So no, I don't think he's done with the side pieces. He may not currently be in relation with any of them. He may not be sleeping with any of them right at this very moment. But with where his mind is at this time he's still, yeah, that's where I'm at. He understands that there really is no fulfillment without you. But he's still working through whatever it is that attracts him to that adrenaline or the excitement of the side piece. You know what I mean? 144, 1333. Those might be significant numbers. I don't think that he's currently with any of them right now, though. You know what I mean? But it's like they're on, but he also hasn't completely walked away, if that makes sense.
Hey, Mom, we need batteries.
Okay, we can get some in a minute or in a bit or whatever.
Well, like, after that, can we go?
Yes. damn. My bad. What I was saying was, yes, it is hard to read for yourself, and the biggest reason why is because you are in it, right? You're in that energy. When there's another reader, they're like from the outside looking in, they have a non-biased opinion, right? They don't have any kind of way on the outcome, and they can maybe see things that you can't, from being kind of in the middle of it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's why it's really hard to read for yourself. You're not alone. Everyone has a hard time reading for themselves. But again, it's just because it's like, you know, yeah, it's like that type of energy. But Brie, I was gonna say also too, right? It's not a thing where it's like, I would say, don't. You don't have to push them completely away. But I would definitely say, do things differently on your terms. Okay? Hey, Ryan. I have no update on the pig yet. I'm still waiting. Okay, Brandy, what was your question? Did you type it? Sorry. Yeah, I don't know about we'll need money for the shipping for sure. And I was kind of like Googling some stuff just to get like because like I said, we're like actually waiting on, um, the butcher. I'm waiting to hear from him. And the average like half a pig weighs, I think it was like after it's all cut down and packaged and stuff like that, I think it was like 70 to 80 pounds. So with the packaging and then the shipping, I don't know, it was going to be kind of expensive to ship, but like um, but I'll keep you posted on that, and let you know. But like I said, I'm just waiting to hear from the butcher, and then, but yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. Brandy, what was your question, my dear? Or are you typing it? I might be rushing you. If that's the case, I do apologize. I do apologize. But yeah, it's gonna be quite a bit of meat. I'm excited for you. It probably came through, and I haven't read my emails in a few days. I'll check my emails. Sorry. You're so welcome, Brie. I love you, dear. There are weeks where I check my emails every single day and I'm on top of it, and then there are weeks where I make it halfway through, and there are weeks that I don't check it at all. I should be better about that. Alright, so to know about her marriage? For sure. Okay, we have the Hermit with the Nine of Wands, which makes me feel like there is something that I feel like you should look at something, maybe take a look at it again, because you may be reacting. This Nine of Wands is giving, or someone may be reacting, but the Hermit is taking time to look at it differently, or like your reaction, your response. This Nine of Wands can also be like a trigger, right? There's the divine is coming through and saying, hey, take a minute to kind of take a look at this, right? Analyze the situation, right? All parties involved. Why do you feel this way? Why are you reacting this way? Why is this person reacting this way? Understand the situation at a deeper level, because it feels like on the surface, right? It feels like it's whatever may be happening is I feel like it's coming from a wounded space, right? There's almost like some sort of trigger or something that is happening. It's a defense. That's what it is. It's a defense mechanism. And there's something about understanding this defense mechanism at a deeper level. Why do you have it? Where does it come from? Are you really safe in this situation? Because what it feels like is there's a reaction. You know what I mean? Yeah, we have the Eight of Pentacles. I think this is salvageable. I think this is something that can be saved. I think if that was even in the question, I don't know. But the Eight of Pentacles is working on something. And I said, what about your marriage here, right? It feels like but I do feel like it would take both parties, Brandy, taking a look at their responses, taking a look at the way that they're handling the situation, the way that they're reacting, the way that it makes them feel, right? Like it takes both parties doing that, not just one. So while I do feel like it is salvageable, right? If both people make that effort, if there's anything that says that one or the other person isn't going to make that work, well, then it's not going to, won't be salvageable. Okay? What else does she need to know about this? There's some sort of concern about the way others view you or your spouse or the situation. It's like losing some sort of like, it's like feeling like you maybe like had worked for something very hard, or some sort of like, people know you as this energy, right? This Empress with with the Four of Wands, right? The family, the house, all the things, right? And it's like there's some sort of worry about the way that, there's something about that, right? Worried about what other people think or how they perceive like what's happening, or you, or something like that. Yeah. You see this? Okay. This is the Knight of Wands with the Chariot, which feels like these are the two different energies that are kind of mixed up here. The Chariot, well, typically as the divine masculine, and I do feel like that is your energy here. Both of them are represented by cars, and that's why I feel like that's kind of this thing, right? But then we have the Knight of Wands as kind of this very impulsive energy, right? The Chariot's a very balanced energy between, light and dark, that type of thing, and moves forward. The Knight of Wands, he's doing like a wheelie, he's like, drifting, he's like, it's like that type of energy. Whereas, like, the Chariot's like, well, we got to take care of the vehicle, right? We got to change the oil. And not that the Knight of Wands isn't doing that, but he's also being a little rough, a little impulsive, a little, that type of energy here. And that's where it's like, there needs to be some sort of common ground, you know, um, here, right? Like there needs to be, and that's, I feel like it is possible, right? But it's going to happen with some sort of conversation, okay? But it's like, you said you're not sure if it's because of your um, diagnosis or what, but it's like, two people may be responding to something differently, right? Um, when you get some sort of like scary news like that, right? People handle things differently. And I think that there's some sort of central ground that can be found here if it wants to be found. Okay? By both parties. But I think that you can refill this cup. I think that you can bring this back to life if you both want to. Not to say that it was completely gone or whatever, but it's like it just feels like you kind of got off the same wavelength. You can get back on, for sure, for sure.
Hey, Mom, are you done? Almost like 10 minutes ago.
I know. Well, I'm almost done. Sorry, guys. Summertime. Got summer going full fledged. But anyways, yeah, I would stick it out. Okay. Oh, me too, Shelly. It's my favorite. And there's this summer we've got some new neighborhood friends. Michael does. Um, so that's been a new experience trying to, but it's been fun, having the whole, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Definitely kind of give, yeah. Anyways. All right, guys. Well, he's apparently needs some batteries for something. So I guess we'll. I'm gonna jump off here. I had recorded Gemini's reading and forgot to post it Friday, so that was posted today. Um, like I said, I'm not really sure if I'm gonna do any collective stuff today. I may even be back on later to do more readings or even a collective. I don't really know. I just knew that I wanted to hang out with you guys for a little bit. And because of like, the ruckus that happens, I feel like I've been. It almost feels like my recording time has been very restricted, because of all of the, there's just, it seems like there's constant interruptions and things like that between the kids and, Maui and the neighbors and all the things. But just gotta push through it. Yeah, so this week is what? What I do last week, I did air signs and fire signs. So this week will be earth and water signs. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. So the garage has been kind of changed into my little art studio. But I can still pull the van in and do Lamborghini reads probably. Yeah, we'll definitely have to get some couch readings on days that like maybe the kids aren't here or something like that. I agree. The different locations. For sure. I need to start like stepping away too some, right? Like maybe going other places and parking places or something. That'd be fun. I haven't done any patio readings yet because the neighbors are so in and out of their house and their driveway and things. I just haven't done it. Walmart readings. Yeah, those would be hilarious. Yes, I'm pretty sure I did Leo last week. Yeah. Yeah, so Scorpio would be with the water signs. So last week I did fire signs and air signs. This week I'll do earth signs and water signs. For the readers that are like pumping out like all 12 zodiacs in 1 week, I commend you. I, I don't I don't know how some people are doing all of this, but you know. Anyways. Yes, I hope you guys have a fantastic evening. I will see you when I see you. I love you guys very much, and we'll talk soon.